Nigeria's fashion has undergone remarkable transformation in recent years, merging cultural heritage with innovation, all in a warm embrace with dynamism and enterprise.
Fashion designers are making waves globally. They are rewriting the stereotypes with our high couture, streetwear, engaging colors, and of course they continue to evolve into a rich fusion of the modern and the traditional.
Indeed, we're tagging that Nigeria's fashion in revolutionary style. And we see our talented and amazing designers hone their craftsmanship and creativity. International runways are in awe. How proud does that make you feel as a true Nigerian?
Very, very proud, if you ask me, Selma. Indeed, they are indeed doing their best and ensuring that we as Nigerians are proud. There are challenges along the way, but along with the challenges are great opportunities. Join us as we celebrate these amazing designers and innovators. I am Patience Eloyi Abba.
This is Weekend Deal. My name is Thelma Obaza. Please come along with us as our talented designers showcase their interesting journey through creative stories only on The Deal today. But for now, it's time to touch base with the news studio where Ayodeji Makinde is there with the news highlights this day. Ayodeji, take it away.
Thanks so much and good morning. Welcome to the morning news. The clamor for an additional state in the southeast geopolitical zone resonated at the Constitution Review public hearing, which held in Enugu for Southeast Zone A, comprising Enugu, Ebonyi, and Anambra states. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikmen reports that the bill seeking special seats for women also received wide acceptance at a public hearing.
The enthusiasm to be part of the Constitution amendment process is visible as Nigerians converged on the International Conference Center in Enugu for the Southeast Zone A public hearing. Scores of bills for consideration seek to address developmental challenges and perceived imbalance in state and local government creation, as well as the quest for devolution of powers and constitutional role for the traditional institution. Adada State is one of several being proposed for the Southeast.
We've written copiously for you. We beg you. Time comes when God gives you a position that imitates his image, so that you have judgment over your fellow men.
It is very, very necessary to restore the functions of the traditional rulers and give us constitutional roles so that we may do better jobs and engage properly.
While the proposal on special seats for women is receiving rousing support, the organized labor is kicking against removal of minimum wage from the exclusive list.
You cannot come to Nigeria and leave it for states to decide what to pay or local governments to decide what to pay. They can decide, but they should not go below minimum wage.
When you look at the constitution and the countries across Africa, you will discover that Nigeria is at the last ladder of female political representation in the parliament.
The foundation for the unity of this country, of this great nation, lies on how seriously we handle this national assignment.
People are beginning to talk about those things that concern them.
So we are taking them back to the National Assembly so that we can continue the process to see which one will pass and which one will not pass.
As the Constitution Review committees of the National Assembly round up the public hearings, citizens expect their relevant inputs to reflect in the laws that will emanate from the exercise. From the International Conference Center in Enugu, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
As the nation continues to mourn the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has shared a solemn moment of grief with her predecessor and widow of the former leader, Aisha Buhari. This was during a condolence visit to the residence of the late former president in Daura. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo has more of the visits.
For the second time in 5 days, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu touched down at the Musa Yar'Adua Airport, Katsina, the Daura home of former President Muhammadu Buhari again as a destination. She is here leading a delegation of state governors' wives, ministers' wives, as well as wives of service chiefs to show solidarity with her predecessor, Aisha Buhari, in a moment of grief. Few words spoken, but comforting shoulders were offered by the First Lady and members of her delegation. A brief visit to the graveside of the late national leader for a short prayer was followed by a call on the residence of Alhaji Maman Daura, nephew of the departed leader.
Baba has been a loving father to us all. He has served this nation meritoriously, and we know that this will be a very painful time for him. We pray that Almighty Allah will comfort you.
Thank you very much for identifying with us in this very dry moment. Please convey our gratitude to Mr. President and Mr. Vice President for what they have done.
At the palace of the Emir of Daura, His Royal Highness Alhaji Umar Farouk, the First Lady, commiserated with the people of the Emirate for losing a worthy son.
Him and my family, we share a very deep relationship. So we didn't come here because of our duty of office. I came because my husband has lost an ally, a friend of many years.
Mr. President has shown leadership. He has shown patriotism. He has paid up for friendship. He has supported our late father when he was alive, and he supported him and supported us even after his death.
The First Lady is back in Abuja. From Daura in Katsina State, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Elsewhere, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar, joined Muslim world leaders at the Oxford Center for Islamic Studies in Oxford, England, for a two-day meeting which also marked the 40th anniversary of the center's establishment. At the two-day event, which included an annual general meeting of the center's Board of Trustees, Sultan Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar enjoined citizens of the world in general and Africa, so in particular, to embrace peace and dialogue at all times for mankind to engender social harmony and peaceful coexistence, since Islam remains a religion of peace. The Oxford Center for Islamic Studies has among its cardinal objectives the goal of promoting interfaith dialogue and the growth of Muslim in Britain. An advocacy for the establishment of constitutional courts to adjudicate on all electoral matters is underway. The former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Joseph Daudu, senior advocate of Nigeria, made the advocacy at a forum on his input in addressing the challenges of modern-day Nigeria through constitutional amendments in Abuja. Dele Atumbi of our Judiciary Desk reports.
On electoral reforms, the legal icon who used to be the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Joseph Daudu, SAN, canvasses the need for the establishment of Trial Constitutional Court, Intermediate Appeal Constitutional Court, and Final Constitutional Court. The legal practitioner with 45 years post-call experience, Joseph Daudu, SAN, posits that the jurisdiction of these courts should be limited to political, pre- and post-election cases, judicial review of administrative action, as well as all cases and appeals arising from the interpretation of the Electoral Act 2022 and similar legislations.
The most desirable constitutional amendment would have been to insulate all these courts, identified in section 6565A to J, totally and comprehensively from any political or electoral related cases. As things stand, it is estimated that across board, 75% of judicial time, and I use my own cases as an empirical example, 75% of judicial time is expended by our courts in resolving and adjudicating on civil, criminal, political and electoral matters relating to politicians and politically exposed persons.
On the creation of additional states, the legal practitioner appeals to Nigerians to tread cautiously and consider the huge financial implications of this act on the nation.
In other case, states are not created based on perceived marginalization, but on the strength of several strong factors, the most important of which is viability in economic terms.
Assessing the issue of local government autonomy and the limits of the recent Supreme Court's decision and the imperative for constitutional amendment, Joseph Daudu SAN advocates a deliberate and comprehensive constitutional amendment. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Moving on to a bit of sports, the leader of South Africa's contingent to the CAA Under-18 and Under-20 Athletics Championships underway in Abeokuta, Ogun State, John Mathen, has attributed the team's vacation of their accommodation designated Games Village provided by the local organizing committee to tactical reasons to enable them concentrate for better performance. Mathen cleared the air on the issue at a press conference in Abeokuta. Lekon Agbonde has the details.
Press briefing necessitated in response to a news report by a South African newspaper that South African athletes vacated a game village located at the redemption camp Moweba for axis of Ogun State due to inhabitable condition of the game village. Mathani refuted such claims, describing the decision to leave the village as strategic.
We decided that we cannot finish here at 8 o'clock and travel again for an hour to go and sleep there and wake up again in the morning to come here. We are going to stress our champions. We are going to make our champions to be dehydrated. Then we decided as the South African team to accommodate them nearer the stadium where they can walk only 5 minutes to the stadium. And when we did that, the first time when we came into the competition, we walloped all 7 goals.
The executive secretary of the Confederation of African Athletics, Lamin Fati, lauded Nigeria for outstanding efforts in organizing the championship on relatively short notice.
I can challenge any European or American organizers to come to Africa and to do it the way we are doing it. That I can assure you, within 2 months, having done all these things wasn't easy. So we have to bear in mind that it's not about our own interest, it's about the athletes' interest, because these athletes, they are young.
The Director General, NSC, Bukola Olopade, reaffirmed the commitment of the Commission to provide a conducive atmosphere for athletes to thrive. Meanwhile, action continues on the track and field as athletes compete to win medals for their countries. As the Continental Championship winds down on Sunday, on the 28th of July, South Africa are topping the medal table. In Abeokuta, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
And just a quick one, that Alexander Usyk has become the first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in a quarter-of-century and the 4-belt era after it defeated Daniel Dubois in 5 rounds to retain his titles in a fight that held in London in the early hours of Sunday. And that's the morning news. It's time to go back to the weekend studio with Thelma and Patient, but first, we need to go for a break.